So the bombshell finally dropped. Aaron Rodgers, four-time NFL MVP, is going to the New York Jets as the trade has been accepted between the Jets and the Packers. The deal includes a first-round pick swap this year, a second-round pick in 2023, and a conditional second-round pick in 2024 that can become a first-round pick if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps. Breaking down the entire trade, the New York Jets acquire Aaron Rodgers. Horrible number swap, by the way. He'll probably get 12, not 8, as that's Elijah Moore was traded for a second-round pick this year. So the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, the number 15th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, and a fifth-round pick this year, which is the 170th. And the Packers get the 13th overall pick this year in 2023. And they get the number 42 overall pick this year and a sixth-round pick, which is the 207th. And in 2024, they're going to get a second-round pick, which is conditional. If Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps, which he will, if he gets injured, he won't play 65% of the snaps. But if he starts every game like we are projecting, then they will get 2 first-round picks in this deal. The New York Jets ended up not really losing their first-round pick as they just moved back 2 spots, which is a good thing for the team. They still could potentially get one of the top offensive tackles in the 2023 NFL Draft, or if they want to have a receiver. And then for the Packers, you move up a little bit just so you can have, a little bit more capital. If you want to look at one of the top wide receivers in the draft, you jump the Patriots even, which I had predicted in one of my mock drafts where they jump the Patriots for Zay Flowers or Jackson Smith-Njigba if he becomes available. And then you get an extra second-round pick to help build Jordan Love, which can potentially become a tight end. Now, looking at the New York Jets depth chart, obviously they had a humongous quarterback problem last year with Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, Mike White. But their offensive staff has really been put together well, and it's led by a ton of young guys like Breece Hall, who was really good last year in his time playing 5.8 yards per carry. Garrett Wilson was the offensive rookie of the year with 1,103 yards and 4 touchdowns. Corey Davis is likely going to stay on this team, and he thought that he could be potentially part of this deal. He reunites with Allen Lazard, who had 700 yards last year with Aaron Rodgers. The Jets also have a pretty good tight end room with Tyler Conklin and C.J. Uzomah, which is being allotted $30 million a year into the tight end room. And then the offensive line, you got some guys coming back like Mekhi Becton off of his patella, his broken patella last year. Elijah Vera Tucker is coming back from a tricep tear. And then you also have Connor McGovern, who returned on a 1-year deal today. And then Laken Tomlinson, who has 2 more years left. Would like for them to address the right tackle position in the draft, as you have Max Mitchell, who left last year with blood clots. A little bit of a question mark, and I think offensive line should be the number 1 priority in the draft this year at the 15th overall pick. And then we all know about the top 5 defense led by Robert Saleh, with Carl Lawson, with Quinnen Williams, with John Franklin Myers, C.J. Mosley, and then the beautiful secondary with Sauce Gardner, D.J. Reed, Michael Carter II, Jordan Whitehead, and an offseason addition with Chuck Clark. But speaking more to the Green Bay Packers, you were able to get a likely first-round pick next year. You got a second-round pick this year, and you moved up a little bit in the draft with Jordan Love now at the helm as Aaron Rodgers is gone. You're looking more towards a rebuilding year. You probably have a worse record than you maybe had the last couple of years. You could potentially make the playoffs, or if Jordan Love does show out. But you should be looking towards hopefully rebuilding this wide receiver core, as you lost Devontae Adams a couple of years ago. Christian Watson was pretty good in his time as a deep threat last year with Aaron Rodgers. Romeo Doubs was pretty good in weeks 1 through 4, but fell off a little bit. They should probably end up addressing wide receiver with the 13th overall pick in the draft. And then your offensive line as well. You signed Elgin Jenkins to an extension, and David Bakhtiari is getting older as he's getting hurt more and more often. The offensive line should also be a priority in this draft. And then speaking about the playoff chances for the New York Jets, I think that they now are pretty much allotted in to the playoffs in maybe the 5th or the 6th seed. I think that they probably end up being the number 2 or the number 3 seed in the AFC. Either the Buffalo Bills have a fall off, which I expect, don't think they're going to win 13 games next year, or if the Miami Dolphins don't live up to the hype, even though I think they will. Miami has now a good defense with Vic Fangio, with Jalen Ramsey, with Bradley Chubb, with those guys. I think that the Miami Dolphins could potentially even win the AFC East, but the New York Jets have to be right up there in the conversation as they now have Aaron Rodgers at the helm with that really good team. And then for the Green Bay Packers, I don't think that the Chicago Bears jump them yet. If Jordan Love has a disappointment of a season, that could potentially be where they are, either in the third or fourth place. I think the Vikings and the Lions still beat the Packers next year. If the Packers have a top 10 pick, they could decide whether they want to move for a quarterback next year or they want to keep Jordan Love and keep on rebuilding that team. But I think that this deal, off the top of my head, wins for the New York Jets. You didn't give up too much in the deal. You gave up a second and a conditional second, which probably ends up becoming a first. You moved back only 2 spots in the draft, so you didn't lose your pick this year, as you can use that more. And you still have a second-round pick due to the Elijah Moore trade, which is 43rd. So you're still looking good for the draft, and you're looking a hell of a lot better with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, as that was your biggest need you just solved right there. And then for the Green Bay Packers, obviously you're rebuilding with Jordan Love at the helm. You're going to see what you have with him and with your new young team. But let me know your thoughts about the Aaron Rodgers trade. Let me know your thoughts on both sides, and I'll see you in the next video. And stay tuned for the draft, as I am going to be streaming it on April 27th at 8 o'clock on my YouTube channel, Big Reeks. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn into that live stream.